Howdy doody gamers, welcome to RetroCade. In today's video, we will look at the best retro handheld consoles in 2024. Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. The Retroid Pocket 3 Plus really does bring the timeless charm of retro gaming, elegantly packed within a state-of-the-art handheld device. The centerpiece here is the beautiful Unisoc Tiger T618, an octa-core rig that lets you emulate an expansive selection of classic gaming systems, from the NES to Dreamcast, and even PSP. With 4GB RAM and a commendable 128GB internal storage, you get room for both a great library and the choice to indulge in some amazing gameplay. Coming to the actual reason why we listed it, the device boasts a vibrant 4.7-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 750x1334 pixels, bright enough to keep you hooked. It also performs impressively in direct sunlight, making the console a great companion for on-the-move gaming. Plus, it runs on Android 11, so you've got other perks that aren't gaming, like cool little apps and streaming access to streaming services. Ergonomically speaking though, the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus borrows inspiration from the Nintendo Switch, sporting a user-friendly button layout that resonates with both longtime gamers and rookies. The controls are responsive, and the analog sticks give you really accurate input too. Super Pocket. Hyper Megatex Super Pocket is a handheld console loaded with arcade versions of retro games. There are two versions available, one for Capcom titles and another for Taito games. They are also compatible with Evercade cartridges, making a growing library of more than 500 games available. Before I'd ever picked up a controller, my first experience of video games was in arcades. And if you've been looking for a way to replay some of the industry's best arcade games without saying goodbye to an endless stream of quarters, here's your answer. Each version of the Super Pocket, Capcom, or Taito comes loaded with a library of classic arcade games from each developer. Still not enough? There are also more than 50 cartridges to pick up, most of which include multiple games. Miyoo Mini Handheld. Let us put you onto some serious game. Console lovers, try picking up the snazzy Miyoo Mini Plus, an underrated handheld that crams old-school gaming goodness into an impressively compact size. Right off the bat, you can tell that the 3.5-inch screen is a standout, with a very thin, almost bezel-less design bringing beloved classics to life in rich pixel-perfect detail, thanks to a vibrant 640x480 resolution that's gonna work perfectly with classic graphics. Under the hood, you get an ARM Cortex-A 7 dual-core 1.2GB processor, which handles most retro games with ease. Coming to the visual part of it, the colors pop magnificently as you revisit all-time greats from the NES, SNES, Genesis, and arcade eras. Plus, there's also this amazing library of built-in titles that offers instant access to some prime fun. All in all, a solid choice at an affordable rate. Anbernic RG353M. The Anbernic RG353M is one of the more premium retro handhelds in the Anbernic range. Equipped with an excellent 3.5-inch touchscreen with a resolution of 640x480, it'll display retro games beautifully. The RG353M is versatile too, as it runs dual OS, Android 11, and Linux, making it ripe for experimentation, while the mobile OS means it can play Android games. It has decent, if not spectacular, battery life of around 7 hours and stereo speakers. But you want to know about the performance, right? Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Sega Mega Drive, and other mainly 16-bit games will work flawlessly and will look great on the 4:3 display, but the RG353M is capable of much more. It plays PS1 and N64 titles very well too. Overall, the RG353M is a tidy package with a premium feel. Analogue Pocket. The Analogue Pocket is something special and is coveted among Game Boy devotees. This is because it plays and displays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games like few other consoles. That's because it's equipped with a 3.5-inch LCD with a 1600x1440 resolution resulting in 615 ppi, with Analogue ensuring color, dynamic range, and brightness are all also best in class. Out of the box, the Pocket is compatible with Game Boy cartridges up to the GBA, but will need cartridge adapters to work with Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx, and other systems games. The toughest thing about the Pocket, apart from its Gorilla Glass screen, is its price, however, making it a hard purchase decision for anyone but the most devoted retro gaming collectors. Blaze Evercade EXP. The Evercade EXP is a good-looking and well-built retro handheld that's all about retro games and retro packaging. That's because it takes cartridges, so players can get comfy and cozy with classics. Evercade games are officially licensed by the brand owners, so the game makers can benefit and players can feel like they're getting the authentic package. The Evercade EXP also comes with 18 built-in games from Capcom. These include legendary titles Street Fighter II, Mega Man, Final Fight, Strider, Breath of Fire, and Ghouls and Ghosts, among others. While its cartridge boxes with manuals included are made for showing off your retro collection. PlayDate. The PlayDate is different from many of the other handhelds here. Despite having that retro vibe, the PlayDate includes brand new games in a console that's decidedly low-tech. Sporting a black and white screen that's not backlit but super reflective, the PlayDate is full of charm. The crank is part of that, giving your hands something to play with, even when you're not even playing one of the games that utilize it. Once set up, the PlayDate receives 2 brand new games every week for 12 weeks. This is also one of the smallest handhelds on this list, if not the smallest, for that extra portable convenience. The PlayDate might interest budding game developers out there too, since the SDK is free to download, and there's a PlayDate developer site to help you get started. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.